it's me, my name is Eloise, and I'm a part-time indie author of some fantasies. My authoring adventure is an odyssey, so come along and join me on this journey.
Hi out there, it's me, Eloise, and this is the fourth time I'm recording this, and I'm not doing it again. If you're new to my channel, welcome! I'm a part-time indie author, full-time accountant, and mom who is really bad at making AuthorTube videos, but I'm really glad you're here, and if you are a returning viewer, hey! Long time no see! You're probably wondering where the hell I've been for the last 6 months. And where am I? Let's talk about it. It's gonna be a rambly one today, so get yourself a little snack and a drink. I have water. So let's start by addressing the elephant in the room, and that is the room itself. Where am I? And what happened to my studio? I'm in my living room, and what was once my office / studio thing is a playroom. In December of 2024, the number of toys in my house increased exponentially, and I was about to lose my ever-loving mind and decided that it was worth moving my office downstairs in order to turn that room into a playroom and just take all of the toys and just shove them away. Yeah. I don't know how parents with more than one kid do it. I admire you. I think you're a little... I have questions, but I admire you nonetheless. I am personally not strong enough for more than one kid, and even sometimes not strong enough for the one kid, so hats off to you, my friends. So everything post 2024 was kind of a mishmash of locations, and you might be wondering, Eloise, do you have a new studio? Is this going to be where we see you from now on? And the answer is, I don't know, because there are some other locations that I might film in. This is just where I felt like sitting today on my couch, where it's comfortable, because I've had a long day. But I owed you guys an explanation, because it has been 6 whole months. Have I done any writing? Yes, I have. So, as I mentioned in my last update video, or maybe I didn't, Q1 was very much a transformative period of my life where it was much like a caterpillar wrapping itself in a chrysalis to turn itself into goo. And I personally haven't actually ever become goo, but I'd imagine it's pretty painful and something similar to what I went through in Q1 of 2025. But you know what? You come out of the chrysalis as the beautiful butterfly that gets to live its best life until its inevitable demise. And that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm a beautiful butterfly! From April to the beginning of June, I worked away at my current work in progress, which is a spicy romantasy that I don't actually think I've told you guys about. I've told my newsletter subscribers about, so, you know, if you're interested, the link is down below. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait until I make some sort of individual video for that work in progress, which, if you want to see and you're not already subscribed yet, maybe subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss it, because I'm pretty excited about it. It's gonna be kind of a cool, fun thing. Or follow me on Instagram, because I also have kind of shared some things about that. Anyway, I wrote 18,175 words on that manuscript, putting it at about 40,000 some odd words for the entire thing, which is unfortunately was only like a quarter of the way through my target words based off of my outline. It's gonna be thick and spicy. I'm so excited. Anyway, I stopped working on that in June when my partner and I went on a 10-day trip to Iceland. It was beautiful. So many amazing geological formations. One of my favorite parts was getting to ride a Icelandic horse on a black sand beach. I came home from the trip researching how much Icelandic horses cost, so please buy my books so I can get myself a horse. Or 6. When I returned from Iceland, instead of getting back to writing, plot twist, I started demoing my kitchen. I had been wanting to change the layout of my kitchen in this house since the year after I moved in. It was not very functional, didn't have a lot of storage, and the countertops stained easily, so it would regularly just drive me absolutely nuts. But it wasn't until this summer that I had saved up enough funds and I was tired of waiting and decided to move forward with the project. There were two big goals that I had in renovating my downstairs this summer. One was a complete remodel of the kitchen, new floors, new cabinets, new counters, entirely different layout. I didn't demo any walls or have to move plumbing, so I was able to do the majority of that work myself or with the help of my dad. Thanks, Dad! And the other goal was to replace all of the flooring downstairs with the same flooring. There was laminate throughout all of the living spaces except for this one weird, half living room thing, but wasn't actually big enough for a living room. It had carpet, which was new when we first moved in, but I have two dogs that like to get into things and eat the things that make them sick, and I have one dog that has just incontinence. It had been professionally cleaned. I invested in a carpet cleaner that I would clean this thing at least once a month. It still smelled, it was still stained, it was disgusting. It needed to go. So within a week of returning from Iceland, my kitchen was fully demoed. During that time, I feel like it goes without saying, I was not writing. I was waking up around 5 o'clock in the morning in order to get my day job work done so I could spend the afternoons working on the house. You can't really use power tools and install flooring at 5 in the morning when everyone and your neighbors are trying to sleep. In addition to spending every moment of my free time working on the house, it was all just very visually cluttered. Hang on, the dog has to go potty. Where was I? The entire contents of my kitchen was piled up on the dining room table, which was pinned up next to my desk as I was tearing out the floor. It was a whole process, but it's done now. I'm happy to report that I am more or less finished. There are a couple of small things that I need to do here and there, but other than those, my house is done. Yay! I don't regret at all focusing on getting these projects done this summer. It's something that I have been waiting a long time to do. I now have the beautiful kitchen with ample storage space. The pantry is just, you're an adult when you get excited about remodeling your pantry or a appliance cupboard. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to quickly shift from working on the house to working on my writing pursuits because honestly, I think I'm a little burnt out. In addition to just being tired of being both sides of that meme where the little girl's like, I'm tired of this grandpa, and the grandpa's like, that's too damn bad. That was just me to myself for 2.5 months. My family schedule changed as well. My son started at a new school, which he is thriving in and he's loving, but the drive is at a different time in the morning and is a little longer of a drive, so it's basically taking an hour out of my morning where I only usually had half an hour out of my morning to take him to school and back. Having to kind of shift gears with that, get into the groove of a new work schedule associated with that, and some other things that have come up in September have just left me feeling like I should be working on writing, but I'm not, and I'm trying really hard to not feel frustrated and guilty about that because I have been so productive all summer, and I know that I need to rest, but also how can I make my rest more productive? I'm forcing myself to rest, and I'm annoyed about it because I want to get the things done. I want it done, and I want it done yesterday. I have been doing some bookish related things over the last 6 months. There have been some YouTube type events that I've participated in, such as the AuthorTube Writing Conference. I had a very fun discussion with J.M. Chaley and Ben Pick examining Star Wars in learning how to make a successful spin-off, and that was a lot of fun. I still owe you guys the unedited version of that conversation. Let me know in the comments if you actually care about that, or if there's only one person that I can think of that really wants to see it. And it's not because of me. Rude. And then I also participated in Agitation August with the lovely Margaret Pernard, where we talked about Chimamanda Adichie's essay, We Should All Be Feminists. And actually, that essay is one of the big influences that got me onto the topic of the Amazons and writing that series to begin with. Outside of AuthorTube, I have attended local book events as an author. A lovely local book talker, her handle is A Brew Story. I'll tag her down below. She reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in joining some other authors for a pop-up event in Tacoma at a tattoo shop where the tattoo artist would provide flash bookish tattoos and the authors would sell their books. And I said, heck yeah, that sounds super cool. And it was super cool. There were so many people. I had such a fun time, as I always do at these author events. And my favorite part about that event was getting to meet so many new local indie authors. I am so blessed with being in a region that has amazing indie authors, and everyone is just so friendly. Everyone is supportive. I feel like I am developing an in-person community. Not that I don't appreciate the online community that I've fostered here thanks to my AuthorTube channel, but it's just so great. And I got to interact with a lot of those same authors at the most recent bookish event that I went to, which was the Puyallup Book Fair that Boondock Books, which is my favorite indie bookstore, organized. They are absolutely amazing, and the fair was so much fun. There was a costume contest. I dressed up for that. I got to meet so many amazing readers and even more authors. I got to nerd out about epic, nerd out about Greek mythology. It doesn't even matter how many books I sell. I just really love and feed off of the energy that I get from going to these events. I do sell books, which is a great help, but I also usually end up buying almost as many books as I sell. Oops, oh well. I don't really have a lot of planned events for the upcoming months because I want to focus more on actually writing as opposed to talking about writing, but you never know. I didn't really plan on going to one of those two events until a couple weeks before. Okay, guys, are you sick of listening to me talk yet? Because I am sick of talking. Like I said, this is the 4th time I'm filming this, and I haven't actually gotten to this part in my previous filming, so this is going to be extra painful for me to film. And that is what I have in mind going forward for the rest of 2025. It sure as shit is not going another 6 months without an update. But what am I doing? Well, if you haven't looked outside lately and screamed into the void, I recommend it. It's great. I have daily scream sessions. But one of the ways that I plan on escaping from that is writing and working on that spicy romantasy that I was mentioning that I will be having a video about. So subscribe or subscribe to the newsletter so you can see even more stuff about it. Okay, that's the last time I'm going to tell you to do anything that you probably won't do anyway, because who am I? I'm not your mom. Or am I? I want to put out a video every couple of weeks, but one of the things that I have decided I need to do, not only with this channel, but also with just my social media presence in general, is not worry about it so much. Like, don't take it so seriously. Not that I really took it seriously before, but the amount of editing that I do on these videos, because I am not good at talking to a camera and being articulate. Like, I can write a decent email and be succinct and to the point, but I am a rambler, and none of you want to see that. Or do you? I don't know. And I get weird, which you also probably don't want to see. Or maybe you do. Maybe I should just do live streams once a month. I think I want to do that. Maybe not. I am going to do videos twice a month. I do have topics in mind. I do have a plan. I'm not going to tell you guys the plan yet. I'm going to tell my newsletter subscribers the plan because they're the special stars, okay? You guys who watch it are some of my favorite people, but the newsletter subscribers, they're like family. It's like Olive Garden over there, okay? But without the breadsticks, which I realize makes it less appealing. I'm sorry, I'm working on it. But I do think the videos that I'm going to be putting out are going to be less edited, less polished, more chatty. Not necessarily vlogs, because I don't have the time or energy to do vlogs. I don't know if it's going to be more of a me having like a video journal kind of thing where I'm documenting my writing journey. I feel like that's a popular type of video for author tubers, but those types of author tubers also don't have children and are cute, and I'm 3 raccoons in a trench coat. Or do I make more of a writing tutorial kind of thing? I don't know. I don't know who watches my videos other than my dad and my friend from middle school and like my sister sometimes when I ask her if she's watched it, and then my partner when he pulls up his YouTube on the television and I see that my video is there and he hasn't watched it, and he kind of does it because he has to. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go before I get really weird. I need to make myself some girl dinner, so I think I'm gonna have like popcorn or something. Do you eat girl dinner? Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite kind of girl dinner is and why. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. You're one of my favorite people, but you're even more my favorite person if you're also subscribed to my newsletter. So if you're looking for praise and approval, you know what to do. Or maybe you're a confident queen or king and you don't need my approval, so that's fine. Don't. I'm not your mother. Anyway, I'm getting weird. I'm gonna go. Until next time, take care. Bye.
Do you like writing?
Yes, I like writing.
Do you like mythology?
Yes, I like mythology.
Do you like my videos?
Yes, I like your videos.
Then what are you waiting for? Subscribe.